If you don't know, my name is Rob Ennis, Mr. Ennis, as my students know me. I teach seventh grade math. One of the things that I have been very blessed to be able to do is make connections with my students. Sometimes not even my students; they could be in my teaching partner's math class and not ever actually be in my class, but I still get to make connections with them, and it's truly that it's a blessing. Um, see, I said but seeing them in the hallways, and whether it be a fist bump, whether it be a hug, whether it be, hey, Mr. Ennis, can you play this song on Friday? All that stuff, it really means a lot to me. It's made me a better person, a better teacher. It just, man, it's opened up my, not only my heart but my mind to like what these kids truly need, which is just love. That's what they need. They just need love. And sometimes some of them, they're just not, they don't get it as much as others. That's what I'll say. They don't get it as much as others. And that's where I feel like not only do I have to step in, but I want to. Like, you mean I get to like love somebody else and help them with stuff that they're going through, or stuff that they don't understand? Absolutely. Like, you'd be crazy. Like, to me, that is like the highest form of validation. It's like you get to help somebody else out with something that you might have struggled with before when you were their age. So, um, anyways, I could talk about that forever. I'm very passionate about um my job, and I hate even saying that job. Like, I've always been a very hard worker. But one thing that I know to be true is that I don't it doesn't feel like work to me. Yeah, sure. What feels like work to me is the meetings, is the lesson plans, is the trainings and stuff like that. To me, that is work. I enjoy the most, and sometimes it's the most difficult thing for other teachers to figure out. I enjoy the relationships. I enjoy them getting upset. I enjoy them not coming to school like everyone else, dressed the same way. I enjoy that because I get to make connections with them. I was always not the one that wore the newest stuff and that had like the most friends and stuff like that. So to me, man, I get to be somebody that's there for all the kids. Absolutely, I want to do that. So, anyways, that kind of leads me into what I started about. I want to say it was over the weekend, maybe even last week. So I reached out to my students in my classes and a few that were not in my classes, and I said, "Hey, listen, I created this Google form, and if you ever have something that is bothering you, or a struggle that you have, I think I even called it struggles." Or something like that. I wanted them to anonymously fill it out, and they doesn't collect names, it doesn't verify who the person is or anything like that. All they do is click on the link, and it has one box, and it says, like, tell me about the struggle that you're going through, right? And I've had a few students that have filled it out. I've read every single one of them. Okay, so first thing is first, I wanted it to be anonymous for a reason. Okay. I want it to be a safe place. That's exactly that. Okay. Some of these students, they might not have shared this with somebody else before, and this is their opportunity to share it. And they want to still feel safe. So I get that. That's why it had to be anonymous. But I also put in there, if you would like to leave your name, then leave your name. Right. Um, so not all the students left their name, and that's what it's there for. Absolutely. Just to, if they just want to get out something, then I want to be the one to listen to it. Um, I've talked to three of them. I've talked to three of them. The ones that I saw the names on there, and man, you'd be surprised what uh what some of the struggles are nowadays for these kids. And at the same time, I don't think you would be surprised. Like, if you were honest with yourself, you wouldn't be surprised. Okay. But one of the things that I want to talk about today is is one of the comments that was sent by a student of mine. Now, I told this student not 10 minutes ago on the phone that I 100% am I gonna I'm going to keep um, them anonymous, right? Even though I truly think this student wouldn't mind, but that's not what I feel comfortable doing. Okay. So I just want to read this and then I want to kind of respond to it. So it says this, and I'm going to read it word for word. I struggle with fitting in. For me, it's hard to fit in because I don't like what everyone else has or likes right now. I'm left out of conversations because I don't have or like what the group is talking about. So, because of that, I struggle with making friends and it makes me sad. Like, how real is that? You know what I mean? Like, how real is that? Something that I'm sure that we all have thought before, if not most of us. And correct me, like if this is not the case, but like I think we all have felt that at some point. But like, how many of us have said something about it? You know what I mean? How many of us had the courage to let people know and share like like that, right? So here's what I'll say, because I don't want to just record something and get on here and just read what somebody had to say. Like I want to think about it and I want to see like what advice I might be able to give. So looking at it again, they don't have what the other kids have. So one of the things that I do have the privilege of is getting to know all the trendy stuff, right? All the stuff that the kids are into, whether it be the Jordans or all the bracelets that they used to wear and they still wear and stuff like that, all the way to the most probably recent trend, which is the Stanley Cups, right? Not the one for the hockey players, but you know the tumblers and stuff like that, the Stanley ones. So here's the deal: those aren't cheap. It's not like that they just sell them at Dollar General or Family Dollar or something like that. No, I mean they might sell them in a Target or maybe Walmart or something like that, but they're going to be expensive, right? I'm sure you can buy 2 or 3 Walmart brand Ozark Trail tumblers for the price of one of those Stanleys if you can find them. Right? Do they do anything else? No. They say Stanley on the side. I'm sorry to tell you this, but Stanley also makes tools and tape measures, and I'll be honest with you, they're kind of junk in comparison, right? So we get all trendified, right? And we look at these things that like people on TikTok have and stuff like that. Realize those people like they get paid for you to like what they have in front of them. They get paid. They have that money. They have the ability to buy that kind of stuff, right? And all they're doing is winning even more if they can get you to buy it too. So like it's not easy not being able to have the things that the other kids have. Okay. I never like wanted for anything. I'll be honest with you. I didn't like anything that my parents feel like I needed. Like, I mean, but at the same time, there was stuff that other kids had that had that I didn't have. Right. Um, Coming from the person that at the age of 18 was driving a brand new Trans Am. Right. Amazing. I love that car. I love it to death. But I paid for that car. Right. I had a full time job. I paid for it. Okay. But not everybody like has the capability to have those things, right? And here's the other thing: what if it's just not their interest, right? So let's say that that happens to be the interest right now is the Stanley Cups. You walk up to a group of, and I'm just using in this situation a group of girls that 4 or 5 or maybe all but one of them, and you being that one of them maybe has the new Stanley Cup, right? And you walk up with maybe not even a tumbler. Maybe you walk up with a great value water, right? Like that should matter. That should matter, really? Because to be honest with you, I've seen plenty of the students, like no matter what, they will take one of these waters any day of the week, right? If they can have something like that, if you know, a bottle of water. So My thing is like, I get it. I get it. It can be hard to make friends. So this is what I would tell you. This is what I would tell you, and I know it's not the easiest thing to hear. Try not to focus on the quantity of friends and focus more on the quality of friends. So, just speaking with one of my good friends, Miss Hamilton, Courtney Hamilton, probably about 30 minutes ago, we talked about that, right? I feel like I have a lot of people that I'm friendly with and we get along and stuff like that. I feel like that. But my friend group, my safety support, my group of people is much smaller than probably others would have, right? That they would consider friends. I struggle with this to this day and I'm working on it right now. It's unmasking, right? I've conditioned myself to be a people pleaser my entire life. My entire life because I felt like I needed to be the person that everyone else liked. That's not what I needed though. What I needed was to be myself and either ignore or acknowledge the people that weren't allowing me to feel safe being that person. The thing is it never stops. Like you will never just get to an age when everyone is just themselves. You won't. But the difference is you can't change other people. You can't. You know how hard that was for me to hear for the first time last year from my wife, from one of my closest friends, from two different therapists that you can't change other people. That's hard. And but it's real. But here's the thing. You also don't need all the people in your life. And that's also hard to hear. And it's hard to say because sometimes the people that we've had in our lives the whole time, our whole entire lives, might be those group of students with the Stanley Cups. And you're the kid that brings the great value water. So with that being said, work on being no, 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 no. Don't work on being anything. You are yourself. Be yourself. Find that core group of friends, whether it be a family member, a classmate, or just somebody you know, right? Find that core and focus on that core group of friends. Let the other group, let them focus on their core group. Now, if later on people see out of that other group that they need you and want you in their lives, then they'll come back. They will. They'll come back. Man, I love being a teacher. I love being a dad. I love being a husband. I appreciate y'all checking in and watching this very first live of Rob's reflections. I really appreciate it. I'm going to do the best I can to relax for the rest of the night and get ready for tomorrow's school day. So, all right, I'll see y'all.